Yo, it's your boy. I'm Storm about the Madden video. In today's video, we're going to be rebuilding the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Jaguars are not off to a great start so far this season, 2-5 record. And this week they're facing the Green Bay Packers, and they will most likely lose, but the game hasn't been played quite yet. As the time this is posted, I think the game will just be about done. So as you can see right here, let's go and check out the Jaguars team. Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. He's been having a kind of mid-season. And then you got Christian Kirk, who I like Christian Kirk. He's solid. Brian Thomas Jr. I like Brian Thomas Jr. He's really solid. Gabe Davis, wide receiver 3. I don't like Gabe Davis, to be honest. I don't think he'll be that great. Travis Etienne, I like Etienne. And I like Tank Bigsby, too. The O-line's not even that bad. They got Brandon Sheriff, Mitch Morris, Cam Robertson, left tackle, and I like Evan Engram. So I feel like they have a pretty well-developed offense. To be honest, maybe they could have a little bit better of an O-line, but it's not bad by any means. And then on the defense, they got Travon Walker. You know, he was just the first overall pick not too long ago. And then Josh Hines Allen instead of just Josh Allen. He changed his name, but yeah. Then Tyson Campbell. Then the linebackers are really rough. So the first trade I'm going to go ahead and do here is we're going to be trading Ronald Darby, a 6th-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, and a 4th round for Cameron Lessinier. Now, I know he is nothing great, at least yet, because he is very young, but he does have hidden development, so that means he at least has star or better development, and he's a 73 overall, and we need corners. Now, I know you're looking like, oh, you got absolutely robbed. Trust me. I know it looks like I got robbed, but in 2 or 3 years, when this guy is fully developed, it will look like an absolute mastermind of a trade. And then we're going to go and sign Micah Hyde as well for free safety. Need a little bit of free safety help as well. I think we're going to probably wait on doing a lot of acquisitions for the linebackers, you know, with free agency and the draft. Hopefully we could try to find someone through there. But anyway, Micah Hyde, he's a veteran. He's still got superstar development. Then we're going to sign Desmond King II off the Houston Texans practice squad. The cap room, we still have $31 million in cap, so we got a little bit of money to spend, and we are going to spend $3 million of it, signing Desmond King to a 1-year contract, a pretty solid cornerback. Now, I highly doubt we'll be able to make playoffs this year, but this is just to get us going and kind of start the rebuild, and I'm shocked, but we finished 8-9. I thought we were going to do way worse than that, but 8-9, so yeah, I don't know. The Jaguars really shocked me there because they are playing. How they are playing this year, they do not seem like they are going to go 8-9 whatsoever. But anyway, let's go and check the end of the season stats. Trevor Lawrence with 498 passing attempts, 25 passing touchdowns with 11 interceptions, and he was able to tally 3,611 yards, all with a 64 completion percentage and a passer rating of 93.8. So not that bad of a year, I guess. Travis Etienne with 984 rushing yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. He did have a fumble, though. And then Tank Bigsby off 110 attempts, 556 yards, 10 rushing touchdowns, but he did have 3 fumbles. All right, Brian Thomas was our leading receiver. Not shocked. I think this guy's an absolute stud. And if you're an LSU receiver, you know, you're basically just guaranteed to be an absolute superstar in the NFL. By the way, Brian Thomas with 999 yards. He had 6 receiving touchdowns. Christian Kirk, 7 receiving touchdowns. And then Gabe Davis was able to get 4 receiving touchdowns. Leading in tackles was Devin Lloyd, then Andrew Sisko, then Cameron Lessinier. I can't even pronounce the dude's name that well, but I know he's a stud. Anyway, Travon Walker at 10 with tackles for loss. Then sacks, Travon Walker leading the team with 8. And then interceptions, Devin Lloyd, Cameron Lessinier. And then Andrew Sisko with 2, Antonio Johnson with 1. So these are the people we are going to be losing this year. As you can see right here, we have $41 million in cap, Devin Lloyd. And, you know, it does suck for losing a linebacker because we do need a lot of linebacker help. Mac Jones, he's just asking for a little bit too much to be a backup. Then, as you see right here, not really any big names at all. So this is who we're going to be signing. Terrell Dodson at middle linebacker, 77 overall. and he's only 27 years old. And then we're going to be taking a cornerback as well, Fulton. He's at LSU. Kristen Fulton. He is 76 overall, and he is 26 years old. 90 speed. I feel like he'll definitely be a solid, like, third cornerback to have in our rotation. Like, I don't feel like it's that bad. Anyway, these are the people we drafted. Harold Perkins Jr., the LSU left outside linebacker. And I'm now just realizing we got quite a bit of players from LSU. But anyway, we got Jalen Milroe in the second round. I had to trade up and get Jalen Milroe, okay? He fell to the second round, and, you know, he was projected to be good, at least from the scouting. So I was like, you know what, we got to trade up and get him. And we're probably going to be shifting. We're probably going to be getting rid of Trevor Lawrence at some point just because of that. But right now, we're going to be getting rid of Gabe Davis, 78, a 78 overall receiver, Gabe Davis. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater. I don't think Gabe Davis is that good. Like, he's okay. But anyway, we traded it for middle linebacker Cody Barton. And this is the big trade right here. So we're going to be giving up Trevor Lawrence. We're going to try to rebuild with Jalen Milroe, okay? Then we're getting Garrett Wilson and Elijah Vera Tucker. And we're also giving up Trevor Lawrence, third-round pick, and a fifth-round pick. Garrett Wilson, he's going to be an absolute stud, and he's very young. Elijah Vera Tucker, he's pretty young as well, and he is a good right guard. Those are two positions we needed. Maybe wide receiver a little bit less, but we definitely did need guard. And these are two young people, and we have Jalen Milroe. So we are basically giving up on T-Law, and we're saying Milroe is going to be the future. And it works so far in the first year. We make it all the way to the AFC Championship, but we lose by a field goal to the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm honestly shocked this team did that good. I mean, we were the 7th seed, but as you can see, we made a little bit of a playoff run. So 7th seed, and we went all the way to the AFC Championship. Let's go ahead and check out the statistics. Jalen Milroe, 38 passing touchdowns, 3,912 passing yards, 11 interceptions, 71 completion percentage, and a passer rating of 112.7. That is an amazing rookie year from Jalen Milroe. Travis Etienne, he's still on the team, 1,257 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, 2 fumbles. Jalen Milroe was second in the team with rushing yards with 275 and 4 rushing touchdowns. Tank Bigsby was able to get a rushing touchdown. And somehow Brian Thomas got 3 rushing touchdowns. I didn't think they would run that many times with Brian Thomas, but hey, whatever works. Garrett Wilson, 1,007 yards with 7 receiving touchdowns. Brian Thomas with 992 receiving yards with 16 receiving touchdowns. Christian Kirk with 930 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. Evan Engram, 700 receiving yards. Then tackles Devin Lloyd, Cameron Lessinier, Andrew Cisco. Tackles for loss is Josh Hines Allen. And Eric Armstead was also up there as well. Sacks, Josh Hines Allen, Trevor Walker, then Harold Perkins. Harold Perkins only with 2.5 sacks, hoping he would get a little bit more. Leading our team in the year we went to the AFC Championship is Kamir Lessinier. But anyway, told you that trade would look good. Anyway, we are losing Devin Lloyd this year, so I did misspeak. He was a part of an option, and we didn't pick up his option. So, but anyway, we are for real losing Devin Lloyd this year, and then Anton Harris, and then we're, again, not anyone big. Devin Lloyd is definitely the biggest name we are going to be losing this year. Then we go ahead and free agency, we're going to sign Caleb McGarry, right tackle, and then we're going to sign Connor McGovern, the center, and he is 28 years old. Caleb Garvey is 31 years old. So a little bit older, but I feel like they will help out with the offensive line because there is still just a little bit of a weak spot, but that is it. Cordell Boyce is who we took in the first round. This is auto-generated, keep in mind. After the first year, I normally do auto-generated. Then we took Sidney McLean in the second round. Then we took Chris Burris the 6th round, a running back. And then we took Matthew Davis, quarterback. And then we took a defensive tackle, Doug McLaughlin. So defensive tackle is actually one of the positions we do need, but we don't need much. We are starting to become a better team in general. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and flip our second round receiver that we took, Sidney McLean, and a second round pick and a 4th round pick for Troy Franklin. Now, Troy Franklin really hasn't done much so far in the NFL. but I feel he'll be a really good third option for our team. And we are first round exits this year. I'm kind of still happy we made playoffs. We were able to make it to the 4th seed, and we lose to the New England Patriots, the 5th seed. So 21-28 was the final score. The New England Patriots. Actually, I just did a Drake Maye career sim. If you guys are interested in watching that, link will be in the description below. But let's go ahead and see how Jalen Milroe did his second year. 4,199 passing yards, 40 passing touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. That is a crazy, insane, diabolical year from Jalen Milroe. Travis Etienne, 1,173 rushing yards. Garrett Wilson, 1,268 receiving yards, 4 receiving touchdowns. Brian Thomas with 7 receiving touchdowns and 902 yards. Leading the team in receiving touchdowns, though, was Troy Franklin. Then we got Abuknin, the right outside linebacker. He's a really good guy. He got 104 tackles in the season. Tackles for loss was Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines Allen, Harold Perkins. Then Trayvon Walker with 15.5 sacks. Josh Hines Allen kind of thought he'd be a little bit higher, get more than that many sacks. He only got 5, but hey, I'm not going to complain. We still had a pretty solid year. All right, now in free agency, we needed a kicker and a punter, so I got Chase McLaughlin. I got Brandon Steffens, an 80 overall cornerback. Then I got a punter, and then I got a defensive tackle, Wyatt. So, again, we still do kind of need defensive tackle. This is just a temporary fix for right now, or Devontae Wyatt. But, yeah, so hopefully our defense is able to become stronger. In the draft, we drafted Tyrone Samuel, strong safety, then LaMarcus Cumberland, a tight end, then Chris Jones, wide receiver, Travis Nance, a quarterback, just to be a backup, and then left outside linebacker, Devin Sheard. So, as you can see, the overalls right here, 74 overall, 73, 73, and then it jumps all the way down to 63. But anyway, the Jaguars, our first round exits again. So, we're the 3rd seed, and we're losing the first round. I'm happy we still are making playoffs, but we kind of need to figure it out. I don't want this to be a repeat of the Los Angeles Rams rebuild I did. If you guys aren't aware, I made the Rams a really good team, but they just choked every single year in the playoffs. So we are first round exits again in the Houston Texans, or to the Houston Texans. And let's go ahead and check out the end of the season stats. Jalen Milroe, 4,032 yards, 33 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions, 74% completion percentage with a rating of 124.2. Absolutely an amazing year from Jalen Milroe again. Travis Etienne, 1,342 yards, 17 rushing touchdowns. That is insane. Jalen Milroe, 296 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. And then Tank Bigsby with 6 rushing touchdowns. Garrett Wilson, 1,056 receiving yards, 7 receiving touchdowns. Brian Thomas with 6 receiving touchdowns and 938 yards. Troy Franklin with 814 receiving yards. Leading in tackles was Terrell Dodson. So just the free agent pickup we had last year. Tackles for loss. And then sacks is Trayvon Walker with 18.5. Oh my goodness, Trayvon Walker is definitely blossoming into a stud. Again, leading in interceptions was the quarterback I traded for from the Houston Texans. So in this free agency, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go deep in for defense. We need defense badly. Defensive tackle, we got one of the best defensive tackles to ever play the game, Chris Jones. Then we got Jack Campbell. I feel he's an absolute stud at middle linebacker. Then we got Logan Wilson at right outside linebacker. Logan Wilson, he is pretty solid. So this is who we drafted in the NFL draft. Right tackle, Franklin Locke. He is a 72 overall. And then right outside linebacker, Jake Chamberlain. He's only a 67 overall. And then 69 overall, Al Foster at a quarterback. Then we got Matt Campbell. Then we got Devin Skinner, Earl Flanagan, and Mike Bayless. But when it's auto-generated, it's very rare that anyone past the 4th round will really turn into anyone. But we lose again to the first round. The first round is our worst enemy, I swear. So this time we're losing to the Indianapolis Colts. Another divisional matchup right there. So, yeah, not looking good for us in the first round at all. I'm interested to see how the stats look. Jalen Milroe, 31 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 73 completion percentage, over 4,000 passing yards with 4,073. Travis Etienne, 1,095 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns. Jalen Milroe, 7 rushing touchdowns and 335 yards. Garrett Wilson, 1,036 receiving yards, 5 receiving touchdowns. Brian Thomas with also 5 receiving touchdowns and 930 yards. Troy Franklin, 909 yards with 11 receiving touchdowns. Evan Engram, 779 yards. Leading in tackles, Logan Wilson and Jay Campbell. So the two linebackers I just signed. And then tackles for loss, Josh Hines Allen, then Harold Perkins, then Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker leading with sacks, then Josh Hines Allen, then Chris Jones. And then interceptions, Brandon Steffens, Logan Wilson is up there. This year, we are going to be letting Travis Etienne walk. He's been an absolute stud, but he is starting to regress at a 79 overall, and we don't got a whole lot of cap. As you can see right there, we only got $8 million. $8.1 million in the 2029 cap room. Tank Bigsby. I'm actually do really want to sign Tank Bigsby, but we're not able to really afford him. We're not able to afford many people. I'm going to go ahead and get Kristen Fulton right here before he walks away. But we are kind of in some cap trouble. That's partially my fault, but also this team should win by now. We're also losing Chris Jones and Evan Engram. Yeah, we're losing a lot of people, guys. A lot of people. Let's see if we can get Chase McLaughlin. Okay, so at least we don't have to worry about a kicker. We didn't even really get anyone in free agency, so I'm not even going to bother showing you guys. It was like a punter, and that's it. But anyway, right outside linebacker, 75 overall in the first round. Then we got a running back in the second round since we lost Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. Then we got a middle linebacker, left outside linebacker, right guard, another running back in the sixth round, and then a cornerback in the seventh, Khalil Jackson. So we are trying to get some trades here because this is definitely coming towards the end of the rebuild. So we need left tackle. I mean, the current left tackle is like a 67 overall. I don't even care if this trade does look pretty bad. A first round, a fourth round, and a seventh round pick. All for just an 81 overall left tackle. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this, but we have a roster to win now, so I would like to win now. Like, this roster is good. I don't want this to be a repeat of the Rams rebuild. I'm tired of making these teams good just for them to choke in playoffs. Anyway, we're trading Ezra Cleveland for a St. Samuel Jr. This time, we are the second seed. So not only do we make playoffs again, but we are the second seed this time, and we only put up 6 points. The second seed only puts up 6 points. Can you believe that? Absolute embarrassing showcase for the Jacksonville Jaguars here. I don't know what it is when I rebuild teams in Madden, but the second it becomes the postseason, they are just absolutely dog shit. It is so annoying. Anyway, Jalen Milroe, let's go check out his stats. He's actually starting to regress a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't say regress because he's only in his fifth year, but those 24 passing touchdowns, 14 interceptions, he normally doesn't even have a season that bad. I mean, that season's not bad by any means, but he normally puts up crazy numbers. Anyway, Garrett Wilson, 1,372 receiving yards, 6 receiving touchdowns. Troy Franklin still on the team, but he got 8 receiving touchdowns. So is Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas has been here quite a bit, 627 yards with 3 receiving touchdowns. Marcus Cumberland with 615 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. Obviously, I'm going to be missing Evan Engram. Brian Thomas is leaving. So I just said he was on the team a little bit. Well, not for long, and we can't really afford him. Here right there. We're negative $17 million in cap. Negative $17 million. Look at all these studs leaving us because we don't have cap space. So yeah, this is really annoying. But this roster is still good. I mean, we just lost all those players last year, and we were able to be the second seed. Anyway, we drafted Pat Kerr in the third round, and then we got a cornerback in the fourth. Then we got a right guard, Sheldon Hurds. Then we got a left tackle, Trevor Watkins, and then David Wilson, and then DeJuan Stapleton, a defensive tackle, and then a free safety. This is our absolute last attempt at winning a Super Bowl. This is still a good roster, still a great roster. They just made the second seed. Let's see what we can do. And we missed playoffs. We missed playoffs in the last year. So we went 9-8, still a winning record, 85 overall as a team, but we missed playoffs. So yeah, I guess it's really starting to show that we lost all those people. I just couldn't physically afford them. So 3,628 yards for Jalen Milroe, 27 passing touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 72 completion percentage, with a rating of 104.4. So Jalen Milroe, again, a little bit worse year than what he normally puts up, but that is not bad at all. Not bad numbers whatsoever. And Jalen Milroe, he's been an absolute stud. Carlos Williams, 898 yards with 6 rushing touchdowns. Jalen Milroe, 4 rushing touchdowns. Then Troy Franklin, 45. And then 1,018 yards. It looks like we're able to keep Troy Franklin on the team, apparently. I didn't think he accepted my offer, but anyway, Jack Campbell leading in tackles, and then Brandon Stevens with 91 tackles, and then Jerry Harper. Then Trayvon Walker still leading in tackles for loss. Josh Hines Allen, Harold Perkins. Trayvon Walker with 12 sacks, and then Josh Hines Allen with 5.5. All right, well, it's the end of the rebuild, so let's go ahead and check the Super Bowl winners. And this is ultimate insult to injury right here. Trevor Lawrence won this most recent Super Bowl in the simulation. As you obviously know, we traded Trevor Lawrence for Garrett Wilson and Elijah Vera Tucker. So he's a Super Bowl champion before us. So that's, yeah. Anyway, he was able to lead the New York Jets to a Super Bowl. All right, let's see who else. The Detroit Lions beat the Baltimore Ravens in 2029. Matthew, oh, that's a wide receiver. Okay, that confused me. Matthew Stafford, a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, is a Super Bowl MVP. So that's kind of awesome that they have another guy named Matthew Stafford, and it looks like he's a stud, just like the real Matthew Stafford. 2028, so Trevor Lawrence had another Super Bowl appearance, but he lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP, NFL MVP, Patrick Mahomes, Coach of the Year, Kevin O'Connell, Defensive Player of the Year, Devontae Smith, then Mason Graham, then Rashad Butler, and Joe Matthews. So, Trevor Lawrence, oh my God, Trevor Lawrence won another one. You can't. Oh my God, dude. So Trevor Lawrence is a 2-time Super Bowl champion after leaving the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-21 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Patrick Mahomes was the NFL MVP. And then let's go to this year. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles make a lot of Super Bowl appearances. God. Then the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Dallas Cowboys. Patrick Mahomes being the Super Bowl MVP and the NFL MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, Josh Allen. Defensive Player of the Year, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Jalen Milroe. So there you go. There's the Jaguars right there. They got Rookie of the Year. And then 2024, the New York Jets had a Super Bowl appearance against the Dallas Cowboys. Super Bowl MVP, Eric Kendricks. NFL MVP, Josh Allen. Offensive Player of the Year, Lamar Jackson. Defensive Player of the Year, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah again, then Jaden Daniels, and then Evan Williams. So that is around the end of the rebuild. I'm sorry we're having that really rough luck. As soon as I make a team good, they go to the playoffs and they just shit their pants. Anyway, I promise, next couple of rebuilds, we are going to be winning a championship because, yes, they are rebuilded because they have made playoff appearances, but ideally, you want to rebuild them into being a championship-winning team, not a playoff appearance team. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Make sure you guys go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Bye!